When you created this, you've performed at so many different Back to the Future locations, some iconic locations. Is there a location specifically that you've performed that kind of gave you the chills of stepping on set?
They all did.
Really?
We've played at 4 of them, 4 movie locations. I could get into them all if you want, but I think the number one was Courthouse Square at Universal.
The back lot.
Yeah, because playing there on the back lot in front of the clock tower, I don't know. That's crazy. It's crazy. But I mean, there's been some other locations we've played that are, I guess, equally amazing, but not as cool as Universal.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Twin Pines, right?
Yeah.
The mall.
Yeah. So we've played at the Puente Hills Mall, which is Twin Pines Mall or Lone Pines Mall, depending on what timeline, 2 or 3 times over the years. And we also recently played at McCambridge Recreation Center in Burbank, which is the location where Marty did his Battle of the Bands tryout and was told they were too darn loud.
Too loud, yep.
And we played on stage at the United Methodist Church, corner of Highland and Franklin in Hollywood, which is the location of the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. So I don't know, that was a trippy one too, because not only are you looking out over, exactly from Marty's perspective, but even the backstage, the same staircase is there where he came down and he bumped into Lorraine and George on his way out and told them not to, to be easy on him if the kid lights the carpet on fire. Yeah.
Now, Back to the Future, it's a fan favorite. Everybody loves the movie, grew up with the movie. Would you say you had a pretty big connection to the movie even before starting this band?
Yeah. And that's why I jumped on it. But when we started it, we threw around ideas like, what are we going to do? Because just for those of you who don't know, we wanted, this was just supposed to be a fun thing for us dudes to get together and do. And we wanted to kind of be like an 80s party band. And this is back early 2013.
Yeah.
And, so we got that ready. We rehearsed for like 6 months before we were ready to do like an actual show. And then we were sort of tossing around like, we got to relate to the audience more. Like, should we dress as Ghostbusters? Should we be the cast of Breakfast Club or something? And then one of the guys was like, what about Back to the Future? What about the Flux Capacitors? And I'm like, well, I could easily do that because I love that movie. So we started about 13 years ago, and we just wanted to be an 80s party band. That was like our goal. We settled on Back to the Future, and I was really happy about that because I thought I could do a lot with it. And and that's how it started.
So really, how they started?
That's how they started. Yeah, how we started.
How we started. So actually, kind of walk me through that. So have you always been a musician your whole life?
Yeah.
Really? So before starting this band, what were you doing before?
Doing other band stuff.
Okay.
And lots of musical things along the way, but I'm also a designer. So that was like by vocation. I was a designer, like a graphic artist and a motion graphics guy and a 3D, fluent in Blender and Photoshop and all that stuff. Not that it matters anymore because, AI could do it all. But yeah, so in and out of bands and worked with a lot of pro musicians. Was invited to tour with Alice Cooper when I was like 22 as his keyboardist. Shoot. I wasn't in the right headspace, turned it down, unfortunately. And just sort of continued doing it, and then got to the point where I'm like, you know what, all I want to do is play the music that I enjoy and just have my guys, friends around, and that's.
Why the keyboard specifically? What was the tie to that you loved so much?
Well, so I've been playing piano since I was like 6.
Oh, shoot.
So it's been a long time. But I also play guitar. I play bass. I play drums. But I was always a keyboardist because I kind of like the whole mad scientist aspect of being a keyboardist and kind of making the right sounds and flipping switches and all that kind of good stuff. I just have a blast with the keys. Yeah.
How did you and Brian meet?
My guitarist?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, because actually, just to preface, you two started the band, correct?
We did. Well, so, there were 5 of us that started it.
Oh,
we all actually came together through a Craigslist ad.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it was just like, hey, let's start a band. Do you want to do it? We all got together, and that's where we all met. Yeah.
It was a Craigslist posting?
It was a Craigslist posting to start a band.
Who posted it?
Our original bassist and original drummer, because they had the idea. I mean, we all had the idea because we're all looking for a band at the same moment. But they posted. We all responded. Brian came in. Tyler came in. Tyler was our original singer, and I came in, and it was that was the beginning.
Really?
That was the beginning of the journey.
Was that when you first also met Brian, the rest of the band, all that?
Yeah, and so none of us knew each other prior to that, except for the drummer and the bassist. They were really good friends. Mm-hmm. But everyone else, no, we just came in and we all clicked. We're talking ancient history because there's only us two. Brian and I are the only remaining original members in the band. In fact, our original drummer and bassist both split in like 2015 after we filmed the Back in Time documentary. Like they were on, they got their screen time, and then they took off.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of different members in this band. Like we have like 30 substitute bassists and 20 drummers and all kinds of stuff. But and we've had multiple vocalists. But I would say that now is the most reliable, most professional, best lineup we've had in the entire existence of this band.
That's amazing.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
What? Tell me about that. What was that experience like? The Back in Time documentary, being a part of that.
Well, once again, that was something that's not something I could have imagined was possible. Like it was out of the blue. We were right there at the right place at the right time, and we had chosen the right theme. And so when I found out that it was being filmed, it had been in production for like 2 years before I found out about it. But they were looking for more content, and coincidentally, they were looking for more content on the musical side of things. So it worked out really well. So I reached out. They're like, oh yeah, we're coming to California from New York. We're getting Spielberg. We're getting Frank Marshall. We're getting. We have a few more. There's a company that was trying to make working hoverboards. So they wanted to get footage of that, and we would love to film you guys. And I'm like, okay, this is incredible because I know that's going to be great for us as a band, and that's just amazing to be part of. So they came out, and little known tidbit is we were the only act, or the only feature in that movie that actually filmed in front of a real Back to the Future filming location. Yeah.
Really?
Which was the Gamble House in Pasadena. Well, here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doc Brown's mansion. But the cool thing about Back to the Future is so we've met Leah Thompson. We met all the people, but the cool thing about Back to the Future is that everyone in it, from the lowly extra to the gaffer to the guy who has one line in the entire movie, they're all huge because it made such an impact on everybody. So
yeah.
We've actually become pretty close with a lot of the ancillary actors in the film who we've performed with and communicate with regularly, and it's just been amazing. It's just been an amazing opportunity.
And what I've also noticed, by the way, of course, it's an amazing board, the hoverboard. You seem to have a very close connection to that hoverboard.
Yeah, I do.
In a lot of your performances, you're wearing a tank that has a hoverboard design.
Right.
But yeah.
So it wasn't always that way. At first, like when we first came out, I was George McFly. And the thing about George is like he doesn't have a really descript costume. Like you can always tell if it's Marty, you can always tell if it's Doc. So I was just kind of like dressed kind of schlimpy, untucked shirt, hair disheveled. No one knew who I was unless I was with the group. So when we would go to do Comic-Cons and stuff like that, people would come up to me and they'd be like, "Here, can you take a picture of us with the rest of the band?" And like just thinking I was just some like rando who's like walking around. Kind of annoying. So eventually I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to do something that's a little more flamboyant, a little more like in your face, colorful and whatnot, and became the hoverboard. Yeah, and I had a big idea for the costume. Like I was gonna get like a bodyboard, a pink bodyboard, paint it like a hoverboard, and put suspenders on it, and like wear it so it would kind of extend over my head. Yeah. And I would like physically be a hoverboard, but then I realized I wouldn't be able to play very well, or like headbang with that on. And so anyway, yeah. So it's just the tank top. And, yeah.
Okay.